Hi everyone, my name is Megan and welcome back to What's Your Why. Thank you all so much for clicking onto this episode. This is one that I really enjoyed recording because I feel like over lockdown, something I really got into was poetry. The person that kind of connected me to that was Courtney, who is in this episode. I really connected to Courtney's writing and Courtney's poetry in particular. And I just think the way she puts her words together just brings you to a whole other place. So I hope you all enjoy watching this video as much as I did recording it.
My name's Courtney. I live in Australia. Currently, I'm a full-time author or writer. I've been doing poetry for the last 3-4 years. It's a little bit of a blur now, I guess. How am I doing? It's been a year for a lot of different people. So I've got family coming down soon. So we'll sort of just be together, I think, which, you know, it's a privilege in itself because a lot of people can't be with families at the moment. So I'm just kind of taking time to be grateful. I've just sort of been really busy with writing, I guess. So
what's your journey with poetry been like?
I guess, look, I mean, honestly, I think it's been a little unconventional. I kind of started years and years ago. I had a blog on Tumblr. I kind of attribute that to, I guess, helping me come out kind of thing. Back in the day, I had like sort of people that I'd met through that blogging platform who were just like me, and so I related to them, and it kind of helped me come out of my shell and realize, you know, who I was and who I wanted to be in this world. And through the process of that, you know, I would write bits and pieces and put it onto that blog to share with, I guess, anyone who I thought was listening. And it turns out that, you know, a fair few people were listening, and, you know, they suggested I release a book one day, but I was quite young, didn't really know what I wanted to do in life. And then fast forward a few years, I ended up writing a novel first, and I published that. And then after that, I got a little impatient, so I decided to just pull a lot of the writing that I'd written over the years on that blog and stick it all in a book, and call it Pillow Thoughts, and then release that. And before I knew it, a couple of months later, a publisher was emailing me asking me for the rights to publish the books. I've learned a lot in the last 4 years or so about the process of publishing and, you know, what it means to write a good poetry book. But I think the main thing is just determination, you know. So even if a publisher hadn't have contacted me all those years ago, I would still be trying. So yeah, just a lot of determination in this genre is required to be successful.
And what was it like for you when the publisher noticed you?
Look, honestly, I had no idea about traditional publishing, and at first, you know, my reaction was, they're just gonna steal my book from me and like run away with the rights, and I'm not gonna get any credit, yada yada yada. So I was very fortunate in my life that I had someone calming me down, looking into things, that we were able to work together, and he assured me that no one was going to steal anything from me, and this was a good deal kind of thing. So yeah, it just sort of it went from there.
And what impact does writing have on your life?
You know, for a long time, I mean, a lot of the earlier pieces and a lot of the earlier books was just sort of some of the things I was learning while going through my mid-20s. I like to communicate a lot. I think that's really important, not just in my marriage, but also in my friendships. And I use poetry and I use kind of writing things down to communicate. Typically now, you know, when I sit down and I write a book, it's a bit of a mix between, you know, my personal feelings and also feeling inspired by the people I've sort of met, and definitely my readers. You know, The Space Between Us is a book that I had the idea for it ages ago, you know, and I wanted to write something that would be a tribute to people who are in long distance relationships. But obviously my life now, you know, I've been with my partner for 5 years, so we have not been in a long distance relationship. She's been right next to me, kind of thing. But I still wanted to do something to pay tribute to those who, you know, who do long distance. So I think, yeah, definitely my readers have a really big impact on me and the way that I write. They're just really important to me, and I like to try and put that in my writing.
What are some of the things that have shaped who you are today?
I think definitely the people around me. I have an amazing support network around me. Again, you know, I'm very privileged with the family that I have. Very open, very accepting. I'm very lucky with the friends that I have. I'm very lucky, you know, with the people who I have professionally around me. But I also think one of the biggest things that's helped to shape me is definitely traveling. You know, I've traveled through the States. I've traveled through Europe, England, New Zealand, Indonesia, different places like that. When I was younger, I really wanted to get out there in the world. I believe that, you know, traveling really has a lasting impact on someone, you know, just from, I guess, the different places that you see, the cultures that you see, the people that you meet. There's really nothing like being able to meet someone, you know, in person, you know, from a particular country, and they can sort of tell you all about their life, kind of thing. They can tell you your story. And I think that's why, you know, it's this year in particular, and just hoping that we can, I guess, as a world get through what we're getting through, so that, you know, the young people coming through in these generations can have the ability to travel, because I really think that leaves a lasting impression on someone, you know. So yeah, definitely travel, and definitely the people around me have helped to shape me, for sure.
Yeah. What do you think has been like some of the bigger lessons that you've learned in life?
It's a good question. Probably I would say one of the biggest lessons I've learned is resilience. Not just, I guess, personally, but also professionally. You know, personally, I guess, like everyone, I've done the whole huge heartbreak and all that kind of stuff. And professionally, you know, every day I'm kind of faced with challenges and setbacks and knockbacks and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you kind of feel that there are more setbacks than there are, you know, steps moving forward, kind of thing. So I think that that's really important, where resilience comes in. You know, even though you take 20 steps back, you have to fight just to take another handful of steps forward, and you've got to have that kick in you, that want and that drive to want to keep going. So yeah, I would say one of the biggest lessons I've learned is resilience and determination, like what we were talking before, and just, I think, openness. You know, when I was younger, I used to be quite closed off. I wasn't as open. You know, but now I'm finding myself, you know, becoming a little bit more open to new experiences and you know, letting people in a little bit more. It's not perfect. Like, I'm not a perfect person, and I still have, you know, fear and self-doubt. You know, particularly with writing. You know, every new book, you kind of think, oh, do I want to put this out into the world? Like, what are people going to say? But I think, yeah, what I've sort of learned is, you know, not everybody is going to like something that you do, and that's okay. Maybe they'll like it the next time, or who cares if they don't, you know, because fear, I guess, holds a lot of us back. I know it held me back definitely when I was younger. And so now that I'm kind of learning, you know, to be less fearful. So by being open, I'm less fearful to just do what I love to do.
What's most important to you in life?
What's most important to me in life? Definitely my family. You know, I think it's funny, you know, the older I get, the more and more, I mean, family's always been important to me, but particularly, you know, the older I get, the more important it is to me. Happiness, you know, I think that you you have to find happiness, because without happiness you won't be able to, I guess, navigate the murky waters, so to speak. Dogs are important to me. My dogs are very important to me. Yeah, I think, look, honestly, like I what's important to me is probably important to a lot of people.
What's your why?
What's my why? I think, just being a good storyteller, and whether that's, through novels or through poetry. So whether it's, I guess, true or fictional, doesn't really matter. I think being a good storyteller really helps to connect people, and also just a friend. I have a lot of people that message me and they sort of say to me that they're reading my books at a time where they feel alone, and I know what it feels like to feel alone, and I don't wish loneliness on anyone, but a lot of my readers, they say that they find a friend in between the pages of these books, and that's really important to me. So if I can be remembered as someone's friend at a time when they needed a friend the most, then I would have done my job. Yeah.